questions, get to know yourself, ask God. Like, be open to God, ask people around you, is this who I am, right? Who am I, right? Ask yourself, try to get to know you, and intentionally go through that heartbreak and do the work that needs to be done. Because the truth is, if you do not do that work, there are two things that are going to happen. You're going to get into another relationship and you're going to hurt another person. Yes. And that person is going to hurt another person, and the circle just keeps going on and on. So I always tell people, be intentional about going through hurt, whether it's relationship or friendship heartbreak, and come out of it strong. That's one. And then be intentional about loving. So I was telling someone recently that before I met my partner, I was intentional about certain things I wanted to do for him years before I met him. And I mean, at the time when I was preparing for these things, I didn't have the money. I mean, I was just finishing school, serving. How much is the money that I'm getting? It's not as if right now I have all the money. But there's a place of intention, right? And there's a place of, asking, God to help you. I would always keep saying God. Because personally, I don't believe I'm sufficient enough to love somebody else. I always ask God, how can I love this person better? Because I might be doing something that, so to say, right, in my head, is what this person, would need is for love at this time, but that's not what the person needs. We need wisdom. We need to ask God. We need to be intentional. God, this person you're sending to me, I want to spoil him silly. I need money for it. I prepare for it. I make a budget for it. That's how intentional. So when he was saying that, when you give someone gifts, and personally, it's a very red flag for me, and ain't gonna work. Gifts are not my paramount love language. I can do without it. But if you love someone, you would naturally want to give them something. You would want to, hey, have you eaten? Are you good? He mentioned something about during your Finished Man series where, so I think your skit chat, someone said something in passing and all of that. And it just struck my head. Before my partner traveled, he had mentioned, so I was asking him, okay, what are things you want to start doing this year that you've stopped? And he said he wants to start reading books again. And I also have that as a goal too. I have certain books. But I think 2 days after, I went to a bookstore and I bought him 3 books. I asked him specifically, what kind of books do you want to read? He didn't know why I was asking. I bought the book and I told him I bought it. Here it is. So, I feel like people have to be intentional. And why I'm saying this, because we're in an age where it feels like love is so strange. Love, they meant, is in malaria, right? But I feel like a lot of intentionality has to go with it. And lastly, I always tell people, no matter what the social media says, no matter how high they say that this person broke up or this person did not do this one, I have a mindset, and that is mine is going to work. I confess it every day. And I tell my partner, we are going to work. I don't care. Like, I shut out every noise and I put forward before me people that their marriages are working. That's the only picture I see. So no matter how high, if I let them take it to the highest volume, I don't see it. My mind is fixed on something, and that is what is going to work for me. That is my belief. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. Cynthia. Pastor Mrs. Cynthia. Always preaching. So I'll say, and Jay, your own is last. Save the sweet one. Okay, so for you, I just want, you're a pastor and you're also an actress. There's a lot of multiple spaces that you're navigating. So how do you, just advise anyone that, trying to manage their careers and, relationships, how to make it work? Because sometimes most people, they feel overwhelmed by their career and they don't pay attention to their relationships. So how have you, just give us a tip.
What kind of relationship? No, you said they pay attention
to their careers more and their relationships maybe are suffering. Maybe
friendship or love relationship.
Your partner. Romantic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, I started working before I got married. So I was already on the show before I got married. And working on the show is a lot. It's a lot. Oh, it's a lot of work. So it was not easy for me. I had my children on the show, not like on the show, but while filming, I got pregnant and just like work, normal work life now. Hey, how you're a banker, a female banker, and you get pregnant and all if you're married, So my husband and I, it has not been an issue paying attention to my relationship or my marriage. It has never been an issue, because my marriage is for me, I see marriage as number one. Work is secondary. You know why? Because even though I started that work before marriage, but marriage is more important. Because you can lose your work just like now, you understand? And you still have your marriage. Relationship, family is important. So if you are dating someone and it's all about you, your life is all about work, because you expect the person to understand that work. If it is work, I work though. I work. But the thing is, what is important to you, you create time for. You understand? Whatever it is that is very important to you, you will create time for that thing. You must create time for that thing. So always create time. I always create time for when I get home with all the tiredness and everything. My husband and I, we gist a lot. As in my gist partner, I've never had someone like that before in my life. We talk about everything. We will talk about what happened at work that day. We will talk about what happened. So we talk about everything. So even upon the fact that I'm tired, we still talk. We catch up every single day. So there's nothing we miss out. There is absolutely. So that's how you create time for what is important to you. You understand? So marriage is very
Thank
important.
you very much, Ma. Please clap now. Don't worry, we're almost done. Now, so my new friend. Okay. So we have a lot of. That's why I said this is not love related. We have a lot of content creators here. I can see some of them. And my question is, I want you to show the content creators in here or watching online, show us love. And how do I want you to show us love? Like, navigating this space, how do you navigate it without, I know you've said a lot, but what advice will you give to maybe someone that is just starting up and they're not getting the numbers? I know a lot of people get discouraged. Like, to some people, it's almost suicidal. Like, I'm not getting numbers. Nobody likes me. And there's love at home, but you forget. So, like, yeah. So.
All right. That's a tough one because it's tough for everybody when it comes to getting likes and recognition and all that. But you need to consistently put in the work. And I know, as I just said, that somebody rolled their eyes all the way to the back. Because if you go for any professional something, determination and consistency, it just feels so vague. But the story of my life is a story of consistency. Pure consistency. There was a time I was having numbers. My followers did not grow past 4,000. My page was having traction. But it's almost like they will come and comment, but to follow, they no agree. And there are brands that will not work with you if you have 4,000 followers.
True.
But look at where I am today. And look at where I am going. My future is crazy bright. So my point is that you would not know what the future holds if you stop by the wayside. It's such a tough advice to take in, but you have to be consistently doing the right thing. Consistently doing the right thing. Don't be saying they copy person content. You understand? There's a way you are doing content that is not genuine to who you are. It's going to flop.
You get tired.
When I started making content, people were like, I had so many characters, female characters, male characters. I was all around the place. And then someone reached out to me, someone big, your page is so noisy. Can't you see how them Taoma and Mr. Macaroni, they have one character, right? At that time, Thelma's character was really big, the mother slapping. And so they said, people need to know you for that one character. Once they know you for that character, you can now blow up. But what now happened in my case was that I just felt, and the thing about me is that if I don't feel it in my heart to do it, I'm not going to do it. Whether it's making money or not, I said, forget the gist. I just respectfully said, thank you very much, I'll consider that. I didn't consider it. I considered what I was doing. It took me a longer time. But here's what has happened for me. It's Valentine's season. I made a lot of money because of The Finished Man. I made a lot more money that I've made. The money I made a lot of money last year. I've made that in February alone. Wow. And that's a lot of money.
To give away.
My son is here. He knows. He sees the numbers because of The Finished Man. What this also means is that I have my female banker character that has opened doors for me in the banking sector. I have my tech bro character. I get called to